Hey, Raiders fans. It's time to dive deep into what the Las Vegas Raiders need heading into the 2026 season. The offseason is just around the corner, and this is where we start separating the teams that are going to make noise from those that are going to tread water. The Raiders have a lot of moving parts, a mix of young talent, veterans, and players who need to prove themselves all over again. And figuring out the priority list is not as simple as it seems. So, buckle up, because we're breaking it all down from the position battles to the offseason strategies. And trust me, the silver and black have some serious work ahead. Starting at tight end, it may surprise some that this isn't the biggest need for the team. With Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer, the Raiders have a solid foundation at that position, capable of creating mismatches and being reliable targets in the passing game. The one question mark comes from Ian Thomas, who is a free agent and primarily a blocker. He did step in admirably last season when Bowers was injured, but his role is very specialized. Adding another tight end would be smart, especially someone who can stretch the field or contribute in multiple packages. But this is not where the silver and black need to hit hardest in the draft or free agency. The running back situation is far more pressing. Ashton Jenney has the makings of a bell cow, someone who can carry the workload week in and week out. The problem is depth. Outside of Jenney, the options are thin, and with Monster and Zeus both hitting free agency, the Raiders need at least one, if not two, additional backs to provide competition and insurance. The likes of Collier on the reserve roster and Lobe don't inspire much confidence. So whether it's through the draft or the open market, the team has to prioritize reinforcing this backfield. A strong running game sets the tone for an offense and gives the quarterback a chance to settle into a rhythm. So this is far from a minor detail. Offensive tackle might seem like a lower priority, but it still sits high on the list. Charles Grant, drafted in the 3rd round, shows promise, and the team is hopeful about his development, but there is still uncertainty about consistency and durability. DJ Glaze is another question mark, and while Colton Miller's return at left tackle is a boost, the Raiders may need to shuffle pieces or add another tackle to solidify the line. Depth here matters, because injuries at this position can derail a season quickly. Ensuring the offensive line has both talent and flexibility is crucial for any team looking to contend. Safety is another area of focus, but it's nuanced. The Raiders have invested heavily in strong safeties recently, and Isaiah Paul Lamaw could finally take on a true role in the box, while Jeremy Chin provides hybrid versatility. But free safety remains a glaring gap. The back end of the defense struggled last year because the Raiders lacked a true center fielder, someone who can read the play, cover ground, and provide leadership in the secondary. Addressing this hole could transform the defense, giving the pass rush and linebackers more freedom to operate without worrying about being exposed deep. The wide receiver group has potential, with Trey Tucker and Jack Besh showing flashes, and Dante Thornton more of a project for the future. However, if the Raiders are targeting a new quarterback early in the draft, adding another reliable pass catcher becomes essential. Relying solely on this trio isn't enough, especially when introducing a rookie quarterback who needs weapons to develop chemistry with. Adding a dynamic presence opposite the current starters could immediately elevate the offense and give opposing defenses fits. Linebacker depth is a significant concern as well. With Jamal Adams, Devin White, and Allen Roberts all entering free agency, the Raiders face a potential void in leadership and talent in the middle of the field. The young guys, like Tommy Eichenberg and Cody Lindbergh, will need time to adjust to starting roles, and the team may want to supplement them with proven talent either through the draft or free agency. A linebacker core that can tackle, cover, and make plays in both the run and pass game is the backbone of a strong defense. And without reinforcements, the Raiders could find themselves exposed in multiple areas. Cornerback is another position requiring attention. Darian Porter is a solid presence, but losing Eric Stokes leaves a bigger gap than some may realize. Depth in the nickel position is particularly concerning, as some of the younger players have yet to prove they can handle starting responsibilities. Adding an outside corner and a dependable nickelback is essential for defensive balance, giving the team flexibility in coverage schemes and reducing the exposure of weaknesses that opposing offenses could exploit. Defensive end is another spot to monitor. While losing Malcolm Cowan is not catastrophic, providing support for the edge rushers and ensuring that players like Tyree Wilson can thrive in their optimal roles is crucial. Injuries and limited development can hinder progress, so having reinforcements along the line ensures that the pressure game remains strong and consistent. Similarly, interior defensive line depth is a major concern. Christian Wilkins moving on leaves a significant gap in talent and experience. Players like J.J. Pages and Taka Hemingway offer potential, but the group lacks proven, reliable starters. Building a dominant defensive interior is essential for stopping the run, generating pass rush, and anchoring the overall defense. On the offensive side, the interior line is another area that demands attention. With key players like Dylan Parham and Jordan Meredith leaving, and mixed results from rookies like Caleb Rogers, the Raiders may need to add 2 starters along the guard and center positions. Stability in the trenches is not glamorous, but it is the foundation of any successful offense. A strong interior line allows the running game to flourish and gives the quarterback time to make reads and deliver passes safely. Finally, at the very top of the list is quarterback. With only Aiden O'Connell on the roster and other options either gone or unreliable, acquiring a franchise quarterback is non-negotiable. This is the cornerstone move that can set the tone for the next several seasons. Whether it's Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza, or another top prospect, adding a quarterback who can lead, make plays under pressure, and grow with the team is the defining priority for the Raiders heading into the 2026 season. This is the type of player who transforms the offense, creates opportunities for skill position players, and ultimately drives the team toward contention. Now that we've covered the most urgent positional needs for the Raiders, it's time to look at the bigger picture and the strategy that will define their 2026 offseason. The team is at a crossroads, balancing youth with experience, potential with proven talent, and the pressure to perform with the patience required for development. This is the stage where decisions on drafting, free agency, and roster construction will either set the Raiders up for long-term success or leave them scrambling for solutions in the middle of the season. One of the most intriguing dynamics heading into the offseason is how the team plans to approach the quarterback position. The silver and black are picking at the top, and the expectation is to secure a franchise leader who can command the huddle, make quick decisions, and carry the team through adversity. Dante Moore and Fernando Mendoza are the top options in most conversations, but the choice is about more than just talent. It's about fit. The Raiders need someone who can mesh with the offensive line, connect with wide receivers, and adapt to the coaching staff's philosophy. This quarterback will not only be a playmaker, but also a cultural centerpiece, setting the tone for the locker room and giving confidence to both veterans and rookies alike. Moving from quarterback to skill positions, wide receiver remains an area that requires careful attention. While Trey Tucker and Jack Besh have shown promise, the group lacks consistent game-breaking talent beyond those two. The Raiders may look to pair their future quarterback with a complementary receiver who can stretch the field, create mismatches, and command defensive attention. This isn't just about adding numbers. It's about securing the right piece that elevates the passing game immediately. Depth matters here, too, because injuries are inevitable, and having reliable backups who can step in without the offense losing rhythm is crucial for maintaining competitiveness throughout a long season. The running back room will be a focal point in both drafting and free agency. Ashton Jenney is the focal point, but supporting him with players who can share the workload, catch passes out of the backfield, and stay fresh over the course of a grueling schedule is essential. The Raiders need versatility in this group, particularly if they want to implement creative offensive schemes that maximize tempo and mismatches. It's also about risk management. Injuries happen, and without depth at this position, the offense could stall. Adding 2 capable backs is not a luxury. It's a necessity to sustain a balanced, dynamic attack. Offensive line concerns extend beyond tackles into the heart of the formation. With guards and centers departing or uncertain, the Raiders need to prioritize interior line stability. This is not just about run blocking or pass protection. It's about giving the new quarterback confidence to operate without feeling pressure on every play. A strong interior line establishes credibility and consistency, allowing play designs to flourish rather than being limited by protection schemes. The team may explore a combination of draft selections and free agent signings to shore up this unit, aiming to develop a cohesive line that can endure the physical demands of the NFL season. Defensively, the Raiders have multiple areas demanding attention. Cornerback and safety are not simply about filling spots. They're about creating a defense that can react, adapt, and dominate. Losing Eric Stokes left a noticeable hole in the secondary, and without a reliable nickel back, the defense risks being exposed against modern passing attacks that emphasize speed and versatility. The Raiders need players who can cover sideline to sideline, play the center of the field effectively, and communicate seamlessly with the rest of the secondary. Safety depth, particularly at free safety, will help prevent breakdowns and give the front seven the confidence to attack the line of scrimmage without overextending. Linebackers represent a similar challenge. With veteran leadership potentially leaving, the Raiders must identify players who can combine athleticism, intelligence, and physicality to control the middle of the field. This isn't just about tackling. It's about reading plays, adjusting alignments, and creating turnovers. Integrating young linebackers with experienced mentors or adding free agent talent can help stabilize the group, ensuring that the defense can operate cohesively regardless of the opponent's scheme. A strong linebacker core also enhances pass rush opportunities by allowing defensive ends and interior linemen to focus on their strengths. The defensive line, both interior and edge, is an area that requires immediate reinforcement. Losing key contributors and dealing with injuries necessitates adding depth and talent across the front. Defensive ends like Tyree Wilson have the potential to make a significant impact, but the Raiders need complementary players to relieve pressure and maintain consistency. Inside, replacing Christian Wilkins and upgrading the defensive tackle rotation is paramount. Without a dominant interior line, the defense risks collapsing under the weight of opposing offensive lines that can control both the run and pass. The team must prioritize players who can penetrate, occupy blockers, and anchor the defensive front effectively, creating opportunities for the linebackers and secondary to operate with less pressure. Special teams and situational players are often overlooked but remain critical for success. Whether it's reliable returners, kick coverage specialists, or situational pass rushers, these players can swing momentum and provide the depth needed for a long season. The Raiders will need to evaluate their roster and determine where specialized skill sets can be leveraged to create advantages in key moments, particularly in close games where a single play can decide the outcome. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In an unexpected twist that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, whispers around Las Vegas suggest that Tom Brady, the legendary quarterback turned influential figure behind the scenes, has reportedly taken matters into his own hands at the Raiders. Sources close to the team claim that Brady personally confronted the team's head coach, John Carroll, in what insiders are describing as a tense, closed-door meeting. While no official statements have been made, the atmosphere in the Raiders' locker room is said to be uneasy, with players and staff reportedly left speculating about the future of their leadership. The rumors indicate that Brady, whose football intellect and competitive drive are well documented, grew increasingly frustrated with the team's recent direction and perceived lack of cohesion. It is being said that he bypassed traditional channels, opting to address Carroll directly, in a move that some are interpreting as a statement of authority and vision. Observers note that Brady's involvement is unusual, given his historical role as a player rather than a decision-maker, fueling chatter about his potential influence on personnel and strategy going forward. Analysts and fans alike have been quick to debate the implications of such an unprecedented move. Some argue that Brady's hands-on approach could signal a new era of accountability and performance expectations for the Raiders, while others caution that internal power struggles might destabilize the team if not handled delicately. Social media has been ablaze with speculation, with hashtags linking Brady's name to Raiders leadership trending in various fan circles. Insiders suggest that the discussion between Brady and Carroll was anything but cordial. Descriptions of the meeting paint a picture of a room charged with intensity, where Brady's directness reportedly left Carroll visibly unsettled. Whether this signals an imminent coaching change or is merely a dramatic warning shot remains unknown, but the speculation alone has ignited a media frenzy. League insiders are closely watching the situation, noting that Brady's growing off-field influence could reshape the way star players engage with team management. As the NFL rumor mill churns, one thing is clear: Tom Brady's presence is no longer confined to the field. His bold actions with the Raiders have sparked a whirlwind of conjecture, leaving fans wondering if the legend's next chapter involves more than touchdowns, perhaps even the reins of power in Las Vegas itself. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.